One of the most popular classes in Chivalry 2 is the Vanguard Raider, and for very good reason, as I would rank this class as the second strongest in the game, but I could definitely see the argument for it actually being the best class. Not only is this class super strong, but its berserker style of gameplay makes it one of the most fun classes to play. I'm Strider the Champ, and welcome to my ultimate guide on the Vanguard Raider. I'll be discussing class strengths and weaknesses, combat strategies, best weapons, and best weapon combinations. If you enjoy the guide, please consider a subscription. The Raider class is perfect for those players who go by the philosophy that the best defense is a strong offense. The Raider is what you would call a glass cannon, having a small health pool of only 130, meaning that you will only survive a few melee attacks before dying. This squishy health pool can become really frustrating because those pesky archers will just prey on the Vanguard classes for easier kills. If you look at the Vanguard classes, they very visibly wear lighter armor, and this lack of armor allows them to be the fastest class on the battlefield with 120 speed. This speed makes the Raider class very dangerous when utilizing their footwork, and an effective Vanguard player can skirt just out of the way of an enemy attack and use their speed to close the distance for a free strike before the enemy's block window has returned. If you jump from, say, the Knight to a Vanguard, it's pretty shocking the amount of extra distance you can close each swing with the Raider's speed. The Raider also has a very high stamina pool of 100, allowing you to duck, dodge, and feint at will. The combinations of dodges and feints can really throw off and confuse opponents who are waiting for the more typical slash and hope for the best playstyle so many players seem to favor. In a fairly even matchup, often a fight will come down to not who has the higher health pool, but who has kept their weapons in their hands, and this will generally be the high stamina Raider class. Now, for special abilities, the Raider has access to the best special in the game, the Warhorn, which once again allows you to heal yourself and all surrounding allies. With a single toot of the horn, a Raider can alter the course of an entire objective push, fully healing his allies who can now stay in the fight. The Warhorn is also a very effective way to score points. Now, before we discuss individual weapons, what makes the Raider class so unique is that they can actually carry two primary weapons. This allows you very freely to throw your first weapon while having the peace of mind that you'll just whip out another one. It also allows for some very interesting combinations of weapons where you can have yourself prepared for almost any situation. Now, when we talk weapon choice for the Raider class, there are two top-tier standout options, the Messer and the Danax. These are both not only top Raider weapons, but two of the best weapons in the game, period. Now, your Messer is kind of your jack of all trades weapon. It hits relatively hard, it has good reach, and it's just fast enough. The Danax is incredibly fun because it's super fast for how hard it hits, and you can just chain attack after attack together. It also does incredible throwing damage, which is always fun to just yeet your weapon across the battlefield. Now, the other weapon choices on the Raider lack the overall ass-kicking ability of the Messer or the Danax. The two-handed hammer is kind of like a specialty weapon. The blunt weapons do incredible bonus damage to the Knight class, so this weapon is great if the enemy team is running a large amount of Knights. Now, the Glaive is a bit weird in that it's long and fast, but does not do that much damage. I personally consider this to be the least viable weapon on the Raider class. Now, I do usually wind up running two of the same weapons on the Raider class. Double Danes just hits differently, and it works really well for YouTube when I'm running one weapon for the entire video. However, you can get really creative with your weapon choices. Let me give you some examples. For instance, you could run the Danax with a Messer as your secondary. The goal in this kit is to just toss your Danax at the start of the fight to get some free range damage before pulling out your extremely powerful Messer. Now, if you want to be prepared for all situations, you could run the Messer as your main melee weapon to kill Vanguard, footmen, and archers, but then have a two-handed hammer in reserve to swap to when you see a Knight isolated by themselves. You could even run a Glaive as your secondary as a counter to the one-handed weapon spammers, as the length and the speed of the Glaive can help to counter short sword spam. This flexibility is part of what makes the Vanguard class so powerful, as you can be prepared for almost any situation. Now, I hope this guide was helpful learning how to set up and play the Raider class. Subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitch, champ out.